Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a little bit of a quick PSA regarding some of the Monster Hunter games that will be going away forever, pretty much on the 3DS and the Wii U. This is something that is almost inevitable, it seems like, with Nintendo for whatever reason, where they choose to shut down their digital shops for consoles that are no longer active, or at the very least at the forefront of their sales. This is something that Capcom most recently tweeted about and provided us some details on both their North American and Japanese Twitter account. I'm going to be going over a lot of the details that they provided there. But essentially, if you haven't been paying attention, on Tuesday, March 27th, probably roughly about 2 weeks of the time of this video going live, you will be seeing the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS, and the Wii U shops, the digital storefronts, go down. What this actually means is that you will no longer be able to purchase any of the oncoming games that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit, purchase them digitally anymore. Now, thankfully, some of these games do have physical copies, so you'll still be able to find those used, most likely, most hopefully discounted before they eventually become rare and more expensive to find. But of course, if you want to purchase them digitally, doing before this shop closes will probably be the best way to do it. Also, a lot of these games are currently heavily on sale. We're going to be going over some of those prices as well later in the video, so certainly if you want to pick them up, probably now is the best time if you ever consider playing any of your 3DS or Wii U games. So essentially, they took to social media and they mentioned in like a little bit of a thread that the important eShop information, as announced by Nintendo on the Nintendo eShop services for the Nintendo 3DS series and the Wii U, is scheduled to end on Tuesday, 27th of March of 2023. Please read the short thread to see which prior Monster Hunter titles are affected and in what way. First and foremost, they mentioned that the games will no longer be available in a digital purchase, but can be re-downloaded in the future. Online gameplay is unaffected, so you can buy them. If you already own them, you can certainly delete them off your system, of your 3DS or 2DS, or whichever version of a 3DS you have, or 2DS. Also, the same applies for the Wii U, and then you can re-download it again. At the very least, that is when Nintendo's excuses. You can actually re-download the games even if you delete them from your system, or you create a brand new account in a new system. You create to your login, and you can still have access to those games. The affected games here on North America are, at the very least, that you still cannot no longer purchase after this date, will be Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS, and on the Wii U, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. In their next post, they also mentioned that the software will no longer be available for new downloads, but can be downloaded in the future. They mentioned that for the Nintendo 3DS, Monster Hunter 3's Ultimate Save Data Transfer. Remember, you can transfer your save data from that into different versions of the game. And Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Save Transfer Data. I believe that is the one that transfers it to the Nintendo Switch, if I remember correctly. On the Wii U, you have the Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Packet Relay Tools, which is directly connected to the Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Save Data Transfer on the Nintendo 3DS. Lastly, they mentioned that players wishing to save data transfer services in the future are strongly encouraged to download the save before the end of the Nintendo eShop services on these platforms. So essentially, save it, store it in your system. Just have these transfer save data tools, since they will no longer be applicable in the future. More importantly, though, if you don't worry about transferring your save data from the 3DS to the Wii U, or when it comes to Generations Ultimate from the 3DS to the Nintendo Switch, the games that are essentially going away here in North America are Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Monster Hunter Generations, all on the 3DS, and lastly, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. It is worth noting that pretty much all of these games are also going to be going away if you happen to want to try to buy them on the European eShop, South American eShops, Asian eShop, and the Japanese eShop. In addition, in their Japanese posting, they do specifically provide a little bit of a blog entry, and they also mention that I believe it's called Monster Hunter Diary Poka Poka Eru Villa DX. Its Village DX is also going to be going away. I believe this is the From Software game with like the like chibi looking palicos and stuff like that. So that game, which also I think or a version of it became available on the PSP at some point, or maybe before, I don't quite remember. That version of the 3DS version of the game is going to be going away as well. So there's another added game to that list of games that are just simply going to be going away. Now again, you can still buy these physically, of course, if you can find them on like eBay and stuff like that. Use maybe GameStop or whatever the case is. But if you wish to buy them digitally, they are pretty much going to be going away. Now, the benefit of this, or at the very least, if you want to look at it on the bright side of things, is that Capcom is having a massive digital sale on the 3DS and on the Wii U eShops, essentially making all their games relatively cheap if you wish to buy them. Sticking to just Monster Hunter, though, you can certainly see a lot of Ace Attorney, Mega Man games available on there, Street Fighter, plenty of those old school games. You will be able to notice that Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS is $2.99. So, you know, that is a hell of a deal if you haven't picked it up. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is $2.99. That's $3. That's a pretty damn good deal. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is $2.99. So at the end of the day, like I said, some of these games are just extremely cheap on the 3DS right now. The same applies for the Wii U. So if you want to keep your eyes peeled and pick those up, you know, for basically almost pennies on the dollar, certainly are worth, you know, investing that on. These are classic games that should be available relatively everywhere, but of course they are exclusives to the Nintendo 3DS. So, you know, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. Generations Ultimate is available on the Nintendo Switch. Although you no longer will be able to save data transfer, you still be able to play online with players who happen to be playing on the 3DS. I assume most people transfer their save data to the Nintendo Switch at this point in time, though, if they were playing on the 3DS, and certainly be playing the Nintendo Switch version of the game, since it is a much better running, you know, upgraded HD version of the game. So certainly I encourage you guys to check out Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch. That's a really, really good game. Certainly the first Monster Hunter game that we got on the Switch before Rise and Sunbreak ended up releasing. But that's pretty much all the information that I have for you guys today. Certainly, I'm not a big fan of storefronts like this shutting down. But of course, it is the nature of the business. These companies do not want to keep these storefronts open forever. I think Xbox has done a magnificent job. Microsoft in general has done a magnificent job keeping, you know, legacy titles from older generations available in their digital storefronts for you to be able to find them one way or another. Maybe not every game, but at the very least the more popular ones. Certainly even providing visual upgrades and you know, resolution options and graphical option boosts through, you know, hard-coded, you know, boost through their, you know, consoles or whatever to make them run a little bit better. PlayStation has been a little bit, you know, not as good as Xbox in that regard. I believe with the recently we saw with the PlayStation 3, there was a lot of drama that they were going to be shutting down the digital storefront. People said no, and then Sony caved and they actually kept it open. We'll see how long they keep it open for, but of course, you know, that is going to be one of those things that we're just going to have to wait and see how long that lasts. But when it comes to Nintendo, Nintendo will do Nintendo-like things, and they don't really give two dams. Almost cursed there. They don't give two dams about what anyone really thinks. They're gonna do whatever the hell they want. So therefore, you know, it's a shame to see this happen. But you know, at the very least, you can buy these games right now relatively cheap on your 3DS and certainly the Wii U if you wish to keep these legacy games intact in their original format. But once again, that's all the information that I have for you guys today. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.